Me uploading a video to YouTube is very, very rare. Nowadays especially, you just don't see this regularly. So it's like when you get the mocks in school. You do the mocks like once every 3 years. That's like my upload schedule, you know? Anyways, I'm here to talk about something different today. Recently, if you guys don't know, I started uploading videos on TikTok. Comedy sketches mostly, some POV videos, and my TikTok's done pretty okay. If you haven't checked me out over there already, Irish Casual, go over and check your boy out. Just recently hit 22k, very proud of that. Obviously, people can see TikTok as a platform that's very, how would I say it? Cringe orientated, and though I do not doubt that for 1 second, at the same time as that, I feel TikTok has a lot of good value as well. The same with YouTube, the same with Instagram, the same with most social medias in general. And you guys know I don't like to edit my videos often. I like to just say straight up how I feel. And that's usually because the best things come out of me when I just speak to the camera. And me editing my videos would be a fake version of myself, I feel. Though I'm not saying that other people who edit their videos are given a fake version of themselves. I think writing a script and sticking to that script and editing your videos around if you saying stupid things is totally appropriate and fine. I've nothing wrong with that. I just feel personally myself that me speaking straight to the camera without editing it is a lot better for myself as a personal standard. I just want to talk about self-indulgency and indecency when it comes to exams. Personally, myself, I'm not confident with what I'm going to be doing next year. If you don't know, I'm in 6th year at the moment doing my Leaving Cert. I just finished my mock exams. Well, technically I haven't finished them fully yet, but I'm in the middle of my mock exams. They're definitely hard. I'm definitely noticing it's getting harder for me to be able to put the head down. It's getting harder for me to be able to rely on passing exams. I feel like genuinely I'm struggling while I'm in exams now, which I didn't in the past. During 3rd year, I threw everything in I could. I went full on that year as much as I could to school. Though studying was definitely not a big thing for me, I did do after school study in school to make sure that I studied, and I kept myself on that schedule for as long as I could. I'm not good at school in general. The education system doesn't mix well with me, but I still put my heart and soul into it as much as I can, and that definitely can be self-depleting. But in a way, that can be good as well, because a lot of people will tell you that they wish they were back in school. Personally, for me, I don't feel like that way. A lot of people would look back on their primary school education and their secondary school education and say they would love to go through that again. But for me, I wouldn't. I feel like if I was to go through any school, it would have to be transition year again, as I felt very, very comfortable that year. And people could say I felt comfortable because it's a DOS year and it doesn't mean much. But it wasn't because of that. The way I treated transition year, I treated it as a year for change, which it is. It's a transition, it's a change. And I treated it as a year where I could put myself out there. Though I feel I still kept my own personality, I definitely opened up a bit more. And I still notice that change nowadays. I'm a lot more confident to tell people my insecurities. I'm also a lot more confident to admit when maybe I'm into something that's not as well known. For example, I'm a huge anime fan. I absolutely love Japanese anime. And obviously in Ireland, especially in the teenage society that Ireland has, being a fan of Japanese anime and voice acting in general would not be too big. But I definitely did want to start that. I also started doing theatre recently in KYT, which is Kildare Youth Theatre. Shout out to them there. My friend Marcel got me into that. I was very happy with that. But definitely have noticed changes from transition year is what I'm saying. And self-indulgency is it's a particularly hard word to describe. It's another way of saying like allowing yourself relaxed time, but at the same time as that, not just slacking off and doing nothing. But at the same time as that, also not being lackluster. It's a lot, it's very complicated, but my meaning of it, I see it as caring more about yourself than your schoolwork and making sure you're in the right state of mind over your parents being in the right state of mind. Because I feel like a lot of people will think because they're being screamed and shouted at by their parents to get their grades up that they are not adequate in society, which is totally not true at all. It's unfortunate that because of the way our parents would have been brought up in the 20th century Ireland, that unfortunately we're in a situation now where a lot of us would be treated in a way that the parents want you to do good on the leaving cert and that's all they care about. Because in the end, a lot, like personally myself, if it was my choice, I probably would have dropped out of school by now. And that's just me being fully honest. Obviously, as I said earlier, me and school just didn't mix well. But at the same time as that, I feel one of the biggest reasons why I'm still in school is because I've been basically told my entire life from my individual parent, my mother, that having a leaving cert and going on to college is the way to do it. But now I see so many more options, and that I would have never seen before. And it's unfortunate that they don't tell you these things until you're a year away from leaving school, that there's so many more options out there, and that you could leave school at 16, go work for your 5 years, come back at like 23 or so, and just, become a mature student and go college route that way. Which, at the same time as that being very good, I don't recommend dropping out of school, of course. School does have a lot to offer, though you may not use a lot of the education in 5th and 6th year that you learn in the future when you get older. Having a leaving cert is very important. Going on to college, of course, at that younger age can give you a lot more paths. A lot of newer entrepreneurial companies nowadays especially are looking for them younger college students that are in the IT world and picking them up as employees over the older generation, which I feel is perfectly fine. If a company wants to go for a younger, straight out of college IT student over an experienced entrepreneur, CEO that's been in it for years, then I respect that decision if you want to take that risk on a college student. But at the same time as that, obviously, because of the world's perception nowadays, the older companies maybe would not have the most educated people at the top of the food chain, which is just how the world works. We can't really change that. Wow, I've been ranting for 9 minutes. That's an insane one. Anyone who decided to sit through this, I'm very, very surprised that you're still here. But at the same time as that, thank you for still being here. Another thing, I recently did a podcast called the Irish Fellas Podcast with Irish fella himself, Shane. Now, it was an insane podcast. Please go check it out on Irish Fella's channel. I'll leave a link to it in the description of the video. The podcast was incredible. We discussed social media, TikTok. We discussed a lot of things in that podcast, especially. So definitely go check that out. Some incredible things were found out during that podcast. That's all I'll tell you. I will be in another podcast soon enough, hopefully. Me and a few friends are hoping to start a podcast that we might be doing on this channel. I haven't decided yet, because I feel like when it comes to talking off the top of the tongue, especially while I'm around friends and talking about certain issues, I'm definitely in that area. I enjoy that area of just the podcast type tone. And I feel like you guys will enjoy that as well. So tell me what you guys think in the description. And any other video recommendations you have for me, please leave that in the description as well. I might be going to VloggerCon, by the way. Dublin, St. Stephen's Green Centre. I may or may not be going to VloggerCon. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I'll update you guys on that. If you follow my TikTok, you'll definitely know about that though, if I am going. Yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed, tell me down below. It's a very different type video than I've ever done before. And if you noticed, I'm actually looking at the camera for most of this video now, which is different to a lot of my other ones. It's because I'm using my phone to record. Not this phone, of course, but my old phone. Because it actually is a lot different to my iPad, which is what I usually record on. And because of that, I can look directly into you guys at the camera lens instead of me looking up here or something, or like down there. I don't know how it used to look. I know it used to look terrible though. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I ramble too much. I hope you guys enjoy my rambles. I don't know what I'll title this, but yeah, talk to you guys later. Peace.